So, like most of you, I have been watching Skeleton Crew, and it's finally time to take a look at the LEGO Star Wars Onyx Cinder set. So, I am definitely a little late to this one. The set was released back in August of 2024. I didn't really get my hands on it until September. It was a kind of just something I was waiting to review until really the series came out. And honestly, I was ready to just write off this series. Like, Skeleton Crew was like on the back burner, like probably a lot of you were putting it on after the Acolyte was so bad in my opinion. But regardless, I didn't have high hopes for this show. I didn't really care for the Lego set. I had no idea what I was looking at. It just didn't make sense to me. But now, after watching the first 3 episodes of Skeleton Crew, I have a completely different opinion about the Onyx Cinder. Well, first off, some little facts about this one. It's $140, fairly expensive LEGO Star Wars set. Has 1,325 pieces. Again, it was released back in August of this year. It's been available for about 5 months now. Nobody has been buying this. I've seen this available everywhere, Target and Walmart, but that's because the show hadn't been released. Let's take a deeper look at the Onyx Cinder, kind of like a light review, but really just a contrast to what the show is, how this is interpreting it. I mean, one thing that's a little upsetting about this set is the fact that we don't have SM-33, the droid that you can see clearly a part of the ship, as we saw in episode 3, comes back to the Onyx Cinder, so he's very much a part of the crew, which is surprising that LEGO omitted that figure and character that I am already attached to, so that's a little bit of disappointment. But it's going to be really cool to look at the kids, look at Jod, see what all these figures are like. Now, I do also want to cut in and let you guys know that I have a second Onyx Cinder here that is brand new and sealed, and it's going to be given away on my next Whatnot stream in just a few days on January 1st of 2025. Now, because it is the start of the year, of course, I'm going to give away the brand new ARC 170, the brand new Acclimator, and of course, the very overpriced Interceptor. So all 4 of these sets are going to be given away during my Whatnot stream this Wednesday, January 1st, 2025 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, there is no strings attached with all these giveaways. You just have to be present and live during the Whatnot stream. Again, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 1st of 2025. I can't believe the new year is already almost here. With that said, guys, you can get a $15 credit down in the description below when you sign up using my link. And during the stream, I'll be auctioning off my own LEGO Star Wars minifigures, so you can use that $15 credit towards that or something in the Buy It Now section or to someone else's stream. It's all up to you. On to a new year, guys. This is super exciting. Thanks again to Whatnot for sponsoring this video. With that said, let's go take a look and see what the Onyx Cinder is like and how it compares to the show. So yes, there is a sticker sheet in this set, and I'm not making any excuses for LEGO. This is disappointing like always. On to the Onyx Cinder. I gotta say, this is a surprisingly fun set. But let's talk about those minifigures. First up here, we have Wim, who's kind of like the main character. Arguably, I don't know. All of them are kind of main characters. But I gotta say, LEGO did a great job with the figure. He looks great with the mini legs. Then my favorite of the bunch has to be Neil. The brand new molded head is 10 out of 10. Printing on it looks great, no complaints. Next up, we have KB with her almost micro binoculars like device that she uses. Very cool. I like the white hair. It's kind of a perfect match. And then we have Fern here, and you might notice that all of the kids also have flashlights. Those will be utilized in the Onyx Cinder here in just a bit. And then finally we have Jod, or the Jedi, or the pirate. Who knows? We'll find out hopefully towards the end of the season. No complaints about this minifigure. Now, getting on to the ship, I gotta say, LEGO did a really good job getting this one right in terms of its overall design. LEGO's been pretty good about that within the last couple years, and no complaints here exterior-wise, other than, of course, I would like the set to be a little bit bigger. You'll see why here in a second. On the front, we have these little tiny details, little turrets, just little micro details that is surprising to see on a play scale set. This is getting somewhat in the territory of bigger 18 plus UCS-esque sets. You'll also notice there is 2 turrets on the top. This is what you see in the show, but they are micro scale here. You can't fit the minifigures in there, unfortunately. And you'll notice there's basically guns on every single side of this ship. It's kind of ridiculous how many turrets there are. I think I counted at least 5, which is kind of crazy. Next up, we have the cockpit area here off to the right of the ship on the upper half, and you'll notice that Yes, you can only fit one minifigure, which is definitely lackluster compared to what you see in the show. You can fit the whole skeleton crew inside the cockpit, but in the Lego set, just one. And I understand why Lego obviously had to do this for design constraints, but still, when you have a Millennium Falcon that can fit 4 minifigures in a cockpit, I would have liked that ability in this set, but that isn't here. Underneath the set, it actually doesn't look surprisingly bad. And then we get on to the main feature of the Onyx Cinder, which is the rotating engines. And I gotta say, this is an extremely satisfying technique and functionality of the set. And it does have a consequence with it, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. And this function is exactly what you see in the Skeleton Crew show. Now making our way onto the interior, you can see that there's multiple opening doors on every single side of the Onyx Cinder, which is quite impressive. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting that. We have some crates on the back side here, a little storage area. As for the midsection of the ship, this is kind of the main interior. You'll notice there is one bed that you can pop out and put a minifigure on. It's kind of hard to put the bed back in. And then you'll notice there's 4 seats as well as a table there in the middle, a little accessory area at the very top for, say, a gun or walkie-talkie. And on the opposite side, this is where you can put those flashlights that all the kids have. So if you don't want them holding that, that's a great place to store them away. I like that Lego was thinking about that. There's a little kitchen in the back, and you might notice that, especially off to this side here, it is extremely hard to get minifigures in there. You can do it, but it takes a lot of finagling, and really that's the cost of the functionality of the rotating engines, is that you sacrifice the ability to get into the interior. Finally, let's make our way to comparing some other sets to give you guys an idea of scale of the Onyx Cinder. So we have the Ghost and Phantom 2 off to the left, and we have the brand new 2025 ARC 170 off to the right. $70 on the right, $160 on the left, $140 in the middle. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised how that ARC 170 scales against these much more expensive Lego Star Wars sets. I know a lot of people think the ARC 170 is small, but when you compare it to this, it's surprising. It's not a perfect set. In fact, it's definitely not close to what I would call like a flawless ship in any type. I mean, as you guys saw in the in-depth, it's very disappointing that you cannot access the main compartment like from the top. I mean, I get it. In order to achieve this incredibly fun function of the engines doing a full 90-degree turn, I mean, this is very cool. The sacrifice was being able to access the cabin from the top, which inherently does ruin some amount of playability with this set. It enhances it in one way and definitely takes away in the other. And it's not perfect in other regards. I do wish we had retractable landing gear here. That's a bit of a disappointment. But at the same time, this is super accurate looking, and the functionality is exactly what you see in the first episode of the Skeleton Crew. So well done, Lego. The minifigure lineup is almost perfect. All we're missing is SM33. All of these figures look fantastic. I think Neil here could also be a top contender for best Lego Star Wars minifigure of 2024, and I can see why, but a couple months ago, I was looking at this guy. I was like, okay, Max Rebo 2.0. All right, sure. And I've fallen in love with the character since the show's come out now. And yeah, this is the only set you can get him in. This set feels $100+ definitely. Is it 140? Probably not. 120 would have made more sense for this set. But I don't think 140 is the worst price in the world, given the price per piece ratio is not terrible either on this set. The exclusive minifigures, when you count all that together, I still think if you're a fan of the Skeleton Crew show, this isn't the worst pickup. I think it's actually something to consider. I mean, the savvy Lego buyer in me would say wait for some type of gift with purchase, which I do think is happening right now on Lego.com, or maybe you want double VIP points. Maybe you can find it somewhere on sale, but I haven't seen Target or Walmart or anywhere mark this set down as of right now. So this is a tough one to find on sale. I don't think you'll see it go on sale until many, many months after the show has ended. Then maybe consider buying it. If you're not a huge fan of the show, maybe that's when you should consider it. But if you're enjoying the show, this might be one to pick up. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. You're going to pay full retail price? Are you even going to pick up the Onyx Cinder? Definitely curious to hear your thoughts below. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.